Suffragettes' concepts of the empowerment of women, emancipation from the attrition that's caused by religion. What is one thing that uh, this decade my voice has constantly been deeper than it was, and that's, like I said it already, is due to uh, a sequence of the endurance of a bunch of wrongful acts uh, made against me. Now, but yeah, beauty being only skin deep, the fascism of being valued on the basis of appearance or dismissed on the basis of appearance. If I'm truly against that, then in terms of who I trust in close quarters, yeah, so it's out there that I think brunettes, but what I find hypocritical. You know, if we're saying, yeah, we'll risk getting into fights with corporate religious dickheads because the empowerment of women is really important to us, and then the woman goes, great, now I'm going to take this freedom and be hope that the Christian religion is true. I'm like, what the fuck? We're standing up fighting for your rights to come forward and be assertive, and the first and what you do is run back to the fucking Bible. Um, that I don't get. And my own mother does that. I go, why do you fucking put me and my sister through this over and over? You know, I watched all this color, it radiance in my mum's cheeks and seeing a smile after I explained to her and debunked the principles of Christianity and said, well, look, can't tell from me that I'm proof that this really harmed my blood father. What it did to his mind, he was fatherless. So your imagination of a heavenly father on the basis of biblical scripture is fucking heart wrenching. But if women's emancipation and liberty is important to you, and that's the type of female company you keep, then the woman going, oh, in secret, getting drunk and saying in secret, I secretly hope Christianity's true. I go, fuck is wrong with you? Like, and then they try and baffle you, getting baffled with statements like, oh no, I love everything Christopher Hitchens had to say. There's hope, and then he goes, but there's hope. There's emotional hope. Like, what does that actually mean or boil down to? If a woman says she has emotional hope that Christianity is true but doesn't believe in it, I think that could be even worse than an openly admitted evangelist because there's so much deceit intertwined on an instinctive level. And then, yeah, when challenged, she'll go, the bisexual rights movement doesn't exist. You hope God exists and that Jesus was his son, and that Jesus' murder was his present to you. Uh, it's horrid. It's horrid. The empowerment of women is really, really important to me and to the minds of gentlemen I admire. So, yeah, I can't in my personal life socialize with a Christian, even a Christian sympathizer, without the relationship doing me harm and it edifying the idea to other people's minds and to my own mind that aesthetics appearances is all the love is about. Um, and yeah, and if I knew a woman who challenged, who who could sense my mind in a way that felt like she was a telepath out of a science fiction series almost. It was incredibly cool company, and said, "Don't give up on your art," and they love it. Um, the way I would envision the in my teens, the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene was, you boil it down to, if he was bisexual and unrecognized, his heart unrecognized by his own entire society, then yeah, he would. There'd be true potential for liberal, like a deep down private hidden adoration for a woman pressured into whoredom, and would have absolutely nothing to do with, the type who doesn't want to be involved in whoredom. Some women assert that it's their choice, and they can. That's right. They could do exactly what they want. But women that do go, yeah, we have been really oppressed. We can. I admire women's minds who are noticing and able to describe how they're being oppressed. But I don't respect a woman coming to me saying, "Oh, I'm an atheist like you," and then how do you, like, not one conversation really on an atheological tangent. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't afford to. It'll be too much heartache. Christianity and religion is harmed. Yeah, it's like that story of the crime where a man kidnaps a woman, puts her in a closet, tied and bound, and keeps her there for like half a year before he's eventually caught by police, and would constantly rape her in the tethered inside this cupboard closet. But by the amount of time that had passed, by the time that the police arrived to arrest him, the woman was complaining and screaming, saying, "Don't take him! Don't arrest him!" She was trying to defend him, and my own mother reminds me of that shit, because I watch her ignore her immediate family here, and I watch he'll call himself my stepfather, but I'd watch Michael talking like a woman phonetically, and I admit I was prone to that too. My yeah, understanding relationship with my father, but of blood, and then I've been told in this city, and anyone who learns of my childhood bind, they get in terms of religious and psychological epistemology, that they figure are genetically bound to love of violence and wanting to harm people. And I'm like, well, technically, if you even say that, you're pretty much a child abductor. I was not present to observe any of my blood father's anxiety-fueled acts of violence. I didn't have a standing relationship with him, so there's no genetics open to absorb the triggers. It's a biblical story that the sins of the father are passed down to the third and fourth generation. It's fucking incoherent though, because what's a Christian got to say against the Johannine criticism. God sacrificed himself to himself in order to save us from himself, because that's essentially the John 3:16 type gospel message. And in terms of my romantic and personal life, I need a woman who understands what the endurance of her heartache is and is a survivor, I think, and who is opposed, who actually wants to work against the forces that have in the past been a source of destruction of heart and mind and willpower. So I'm into women's liberation, but what I don't understand is since it's not disputed that the Garden of Eden story is tremendously sexist, both on the front of Eve eating the apple and Eve only existing because the man got lonely. Her entire existence is a secondary ersatz. She's made for him, you know. So I like assertive women, and I like women that know how to fucking breathe the air of dead gods and the falsifying and killing of religion and atheologically communication. If deep down her heart she's concealed Christian, it'll just rip mine. I'm already in too much pain. And then that's the sort of talk I cop to. I'll get off these pain drugs, you're addicted. And I'm watching it as I grow my hair longer correlate to the silhouette of Jesus, and you watch to test for the presence of a Christian heart. You can do that. Because it's once a believer in Christianity and psychology cross connote, point the psychology principles back on their religion, they totally fuck themselves. And this whole industry of forced pills and needles. See, I was too young, and religion and psychology combined destroyed my childhood and in kindergarten, and so it's not hypocritical of me that I have defended Dr. Robert Tim. I'm not sure if he is a friend of Gary Cairns and Roger Toll, and I am not sure if he is aware of their dodgy cunt acts. So I defend him potentially because I know he did know that I was there because of mistreatment in Capital Chemist Group. And see, if it's me approaching them, this is what they've now gotten rid of, is voluntary admittance to mental health services, and they're now saying that you can't get mental health assistance by your own request, or admittance, and I think that's absolutely it's counter Hippocratic, because it's doing harm and it's violating the right to health and the right to life. And they built a fucking multicolored shrine to it at Woden. So anyway, I'm starting to heal, but yeah, I cannot have a Christian close chicky friend that's concealed Christian, and is it pretending to be godless and atheist, and disappointed in the sense that there's so much I wanted to discuss that couldn't. So, them's the breaks. What's left?